Hey, warrior, take a breath. Let everything else fade away. The noise, the pressure, the chaos around you. Just for a moment, it's only you and your thoughts. You've been carrying so much, haven't you? The weight of expectations, the storms of uncertainty, the endless battle inside your own mind. You lie awake some nights, replaying every mistake, every possibility, every what if. You tell yourself, if I can just control everything, maybe I'll finally feel calm. But no matter how tightly you hold on, peace keeps slipping away. You overthink, you stress, you plan for every outcome, and still, it never feels like enough. But hear this, you're not alone. Every person you pass on the street is fighting a silent war of their own, hiding it behind smiles, distractions, and endless busyness. We all want control. We all fear losing it. And yet, in that desperate struggle to control everything around us, we lose control of the only thing that truly belongs to us, ourselves. So what do we do? How do we find calm in a world built on chaos? How do we stop worrying, not just for a few minutes, but for good? The answer isn't new. It's ancient, older than empires, yet more powerful than ever. Stoicism, a philosophy once practiced by emperors, soldiers, slaves, and scholars, people who faced storms far greater than ours and still found peace within them. They didn't escape the chaos, they mastered it, because chaos has always existed. Only the tools to face it have been forgotten, and today we'll remember them together. You're about to learn 8 Stoic habits that will help you silence your mind, sharpen your focus, and stop worrying about what you can't control. You don't need a degree in philosophy, only the courage to pause, to breathe, and to look within. I used to live like you, constantly rushing, planning, chasing perfection, terrified of failure, until one night I came across a line from Marcus Aurelius that changed everything. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That was the moment I stopped chasing control and started training calm. So take one more deep breath, warrior. Let the noise fade, let the world slow down, because this is the beginning of your return to peace. Lesson 1. Master the art of premeditation. Worry begins where imagination loses discipline. You start picturing things that haven't happened and may never happen. A meeting that could go wrong, a loss that might come, a failure that may never arrive. And before you know it, you're living inside a storm that exists only in your mind. The Stoics had a name for this mental trap, and also the cure for it. They called it Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. Seneca once wrote, "He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived their coming beforehand." The meaning is simple. Imagine what could go wrong before it does. Not to scare yourself, but to prepare yourself. When you mentally rehearse possible challenges, something incredible happens. You stop being shocked by difficulty. You start expecting it. And when it arrives, you face it calmly, as if you've already met it before. It's not pessimism, it's training. A Stoic warrior wakes up each morning and thinks, what can go wrong today? A delay, an insult, a loss. All right, if it happens, I'll endure it. By doing this, they rob fear of its surprise. They take the power away from anxiety before it even starts. You can do the same. Each morning, before your day begins, pause and say to yourself, some things today will not go my way, but I will meet them with patience. I will stay calm. I will remain unshaken. When you prepare your mind for hardship, life can no longer scare you, because you've already seen the worst in your imagination and survived it in spirit. This is how the Stoic begins his day, not hoping for an easy life, but training for a strong one. Lesson 2. Practice the control test. Most of what drains our energy isn't life itself. It's the endless attempt to control things that were never ours to command. We worry about what people think of us, about outcomes we can't predict, about events that exist entirely beyond our reach. And in doing so, we hand over our peace to everything we cannot change. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus gave us a simple tool to end this kind of suffering: the dichotomy of control. He taught that peace begins when we divide life into 2 categories: what we can control and what we cannot. Nothing more, nothing less. The weather, the opinions of others, the economy, the past, these belong to the second category. Your thoughts, your choices, your reactions, those belong to you. The Stoic test is simple. Whenever your mind begins to spiral into worry, pause and ask yourself one question: is this in my control? If the answer is no, release it. Let it go. Do not waste your limited strength on what will move with or without you. If the answer is yes, act with calm determination. Do your best, and then release that too. Imagine how much mental space you would free if you stopped fighting battles that don't belong to you. Imagine how quiet your mind could become if you focused only on what you can touch, influence, or change. That's what Epictetus meant when he said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." The Stoic does not waste his energy trying to control the world. He masters himself instead. And when you master yourself, the chaos outside loses its power to disturb you. This is the second Stoic habit: to see clearly what is yours to command and to surrender the rest with grace. Lesson 3. Daily reflection. Train the mind like a warrior. A warrior doesn't sharpen his sword once and call it ready forever. He returns to it each night, polishing the blade, examining every mark, every weakness. The Stoic treats his mind the same way. Each day is a battle, and each night is the time to reflect, to review, to rebuild inner strength. The philosopher Seneca practiced a nightly ritual called self-review. Before sleep, he would sit in silence and ask himself, where did I act with courage? Where did I fail to stay calm? Did I live according to my principles? This was not about guilt or judgment. It was about awareness. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Without it, we drift through life repeating the same mistakes, wondering why peace never lasts. In our world of noise, it's easy to collapse into bed with our thoughts still racing. Regrets from the day, fears for tomorrow. But a Stoic ends the day differently. He pauses, he breathes, he writes, or simply thinks in silence. He reviews his actions not to criticize himself, but to understand himself. This simple practice transforms the mind from restless to grounded. You can try this tonight. Before you sleep, ask yourself, did I stay calm today? Did I act with integrity? Did I give in to anger? Or did I rise above it? Even 5 minutes of reflection can turn chaos into clarity. It's how you learn to meet each new day with a steadier heart. Because strength isn't built in the moments you win. It's built in the quiet moments you review, learn, and begin again. That's how a Stoic trains the mind, not once, but every single day, like a warrior polishing his blade for tomorrow's battle. Lesson 4. Amor Fati. Love fate, not just accept it. Most people spend their lives fighting reality. We resist what happens, replay what should have been, and fear what might come next. We call it bad luck, misfortune, unfairness. And in doing so, we double our pain. The Stoics taught something radically different. Don't just accept what happens, love it. This is the meaning of Amor Fati, a phrase that translates to love of fate. To the Stoic, every event, pleasant or painful, is part of the training that shapes the soul. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Life will not always be kind, but it will always be instructive. Every setback is a lesson disguised as difficulty. Every hardship a forge in which your character is strengthened." Amor Fati means to greet every event, even loss, even rejection, even failure, as something necessary for your growth. It's not blind optimism. It's alignment with the truth that life unfolds as it must. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" the Stoic asks, "How can this serve me?" In that simple shift, pain becomes purpose and struggle becomes strength. When you love your fate, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You stop fighting the current and learn to flow with it. Even the darkest moments gain meaning when you choose to see them as part of a larger design, one that is building you into someone wiser, calmer, stronger. So the next time life tests you, whisper this to yourself, Amor Fati, love this too, because everything that happens, even this moment right now, is shaping the warrior you are becoming. Lesson 5. Stay present. Don't let the future steal today. Most of our pain doesn't come from what's happening right now. It comes from what our mind imagines might happen next. We live trapped between the weight of the past and the fear of the future, rarely stopping to breathe in the only moment that truly belongs to us, this one. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." These 5 words hold more power than entire libraries of self-help advice. Because the truth is, the present moment is always bearable. It's the future, the imagined storms, the what-ifs, the endless expectations that drain our peace before anything has even occurred. When you catch your thoughts drifting into anxiety about tomorrow, pause. Bring yourself back to what is real. Feel your breath. Notice your surroundings. Listen to the sounds around you. This is mindfulness in its purest form, not an escape from life, but a full arrival into it. The Stoics didn't meditate to flee reality. They meditated to anchor themselves in it. They understood that all strength, all clarity, all peace can only exist now. The past is unchangeable. The future is unknowable. But the present, this heartbeat, this breath, is yours to command. Say to yourself, right now is enough, because it is. The present moment is never lacking. It is only our restless thoughts that make it seem so. When you learn to stay here, in this breath, in this task, in this quiet, you'll discover that life's beauty was never hiding. It was simply waiting for your attention. The Stoic doesn't lose himself in yesterday or tomorrow. He stands firmly in the now, calm, grounded, unshaken, no longer haunted by what was or what might be, but fully alive to what is. Lesson 6. Choose voluntary discomfort. There's a strange truth about life. The more we chase comfort, the more fragile we become. Comfort softens the spirit. It teaches the mind to panic at the first sign of difficulty. But the Stoics understood something powerful. If you want to stop fearing the future, you must train yourself to face discomfort today. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of his time, often practiced voluntary hardship. He would sleep on the floor, eat plain food, and wear rough clothing, not because he had to, but because he wanted to remind himself of his strength. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare," saying to yourself, "Is this the condition I feared?" This was not self-punishment. It was self-mastery. When you deliberately step into discomfort, you weaken fear's hold over you. You stop wondering, what if I lose everything? Because you've already proven that you can endure without it. Try small acts of voluntary discomfort. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, go a day without your phone, wake up before dawn, and face the quiet. Each moment of challenge trains the mind to stay calm in chaos, to meet hardship not with panic, but with preparation. The Stoic doesn't run from discomfort. He walks straight into it, knowing that on the other side lies freedom. When you stop fearing pain, the world loses its power to control you. Life will always bring storms, but if you've practiced walking in the rain, you won't fear getting wet. So say to yourself, I grow stronger through challenge. Because true peace isn't found in comfort. It's found in the courage to live beyond it. Lesson 7. Align your life with virtue, not results. Most people spend their entire lives chasing results, success, recognition, approval, validation. They measure their worth by how the world responds to them, not by how they respond to the world. But the Stoics taught a timeless truth. Peace does not come from outcomes. It comes from integrity. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well." What he meant was simple. When your focus is on being good rather than looking good, you can never truly lose. The Stoics lived by one guiding principle. Virtue is the only true good. Courage, honesty, self-discipline, kindness. These are the measures of a life well lived. Everything else, wealth, status, success, is temporary and outside your control. Before every action, ask yourself, is this right? Not, will this make me win? Or will people like it? If the answer is yes, if it's honest, courageous, and true to your principles, then you've already succeeded, regardless of the outcome. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That's the essence of Stoic strength, living by your own moral compass, even when the world looks away. Because when your soul is aligned with virtue, failure loses its sting. You stop worrying about how others judge you. You stop fearing the future. You rest easy knowing that you did what was right, and that is peace. So shift your focus from outcome to effort, from applause to authenticity. Because a person guided by virtue cannot be shaken, not by success, not by failure, not by fear. Lesson 8. The calm within the storm. Worry is the silent thief of peace. It creeps in softly, whispering doubts, multiplying fears, and before you know it, it has stolen entire moments, days, even years. But the Stoics discovered a truth that still echoes across centuries. You may not control the chaos of life, but you can always control your mind. Marcus Aurelius lived through wars, betrayal, and loss. Yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That realization changes everything. You can't stop the storms, but you can learn to stand still within them. You can let the world spin and still remain grounded. You can train your thoughts, discipline your reactions, and choose peace over panic. That is what Stoicism teaches, not escape, but mastery. Remember this, the goal isn't to live a life without pain or uncertainty. That's impossible. The goal is to remain steady while the rest of the world trembles, to breathe when others break, to respond with reason when others react with fear. When you live like this, you become unshakable, not because life is easier for you, but because you've built strength where it matters most, inside. So, as you leave this lesson, take a deep breath and repeat these words. I cannot control everything, but I can control myself. That is your power. That is your peace. Let the storms come. Let the noise rise. You remain still, calm, and certain, because true strength is not about control. It's about composure. And that, my friend, is the essence of the Stoic mind. Closing, the way of the Stoic warrior. Worry will always try to return. It will knock on your door dressed as doubt, fear, or uncertainty. But after today, you'll recognize it for what it is, just a visitor, not a ruler of your mind. Because now you know the truth. You are not powerless. You may not control what happens around you, but you control how you meet it. You can't stop the storm, but you can train your mind to be the calm within it. Let others chase control, validation, and approval. You choose peace. You choose presence. You choose strength in silence. That's the Stoic way. So when life begins to spiral, remember this image: the world spinning wildly, chaos swirling all around, and you standing still in the center, calm, focused, grounded. That's not detachment, that's mastery. And now I want you to make a declaration, one that marks your commitment to this path. Type it in the comments below. I choose peace over control. Let that be our shared reminder that we are not slaves to fear, but students of strength. If this message spoke to you, join our community. Like, share, and subscribe. Not for numbers, but to grow together as modern Stoics, learning how to live with purpose, presence, and peace. Because this isn't just philosophy, it's a way of life, one thought at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. So until next time, warrior, stay calm, stay grounded, stay free.